G'day guys, back with another round of Facebook Scrabble games. Let's go straight into this one. So, a little plan backfired. Wasn't really happy with the move, but look, my opponent had some good tiles for the spot, and they didn't really develop this area, but yeah, it's still kind of closed, but now I'm not so far ahead. I think probably the best thing that I'm going to think of is maybe just playing for score here. And the reasoning behind that is, yes, it opens an S spot here, but there's already an S spot on the board. If I could play into this triple line for some score, I would, but that doesn't look likely. Something like length. I could play length here if I wanted to, as an alternative. It only scores 24 though, so it's not enough. It's just not enough. The best sort of play from the tiles will probably be something like melt, and unfortunately it doesn't fit here. We'd need something a little better going on here to justify that, so I think this is fine. All we need from this is pick an I, one other vowel, and then two consonants, and you've got a bonus. You don't need an S, you don't need a thing. So you keep it open, you're fine. That's a good pick. Now to not find a bonus from there. Oh dear. Yeah, okay, so we have that to think about next turn. Just looking at it, I'm not even sure if I've got anything. Even though I picked like pretty much the ideal. I actually picked too many vowels. Yeah, where am I going to play next turn? Galenite, something like that. Oh well, let's go on. So I've got to keep this open, and I've picked garbage. What do? I can play. I think we discussed playing Aero, but I'd need to play like O-O-I as a minimum. So Alu. Well, the J, we want to keep it open, but do we want to be stupid? So, is it really worth playing 5 points, opening this really, really heavy spot here? You know what, I want to keep it open. So what's he just played? He's played FIK, so he's probably got other heavy tiles. I think we've got to do it. I think, even though I don't really like doing. No, you know what? I'm gonna change. Because I don't want to keep these O's. I just want this. This isn't terribly great, but just on the what's left in the bag, I should be picking consonants anyway. At least two. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. Should I have thrown another vowel out? Maybe in hindsight. I didn't think I had a great chance to pick all these vowels. I mean, I picked 2 I's out of only 6 left. And even then, if I'd thrown the A out, then I'm left with that. Nothing. Could have picked an N, maybe, but oh, that's Scrabble for you. Alright, let's go to the next game. I almost want to play a IUM word here. I'm not discounting playing a GIE word here either. Vogue almost. Vogue, in fact, I think can you spell Vogie that way? Yeah. So I could play Vogie there if I wanted. I'm ahead, and now the board's this is interesting. Okay. Got to think about this. So, don't think that's right, is it? No. I reckon if I play Vogia, oh no, that's not going to work. I was thinking it was a really good opportunity to block out the board. Not quite. Almost vomit. If I could play something here. You know what, it doesn't even have to be the V. In fact, it can just be this. You know, that blocks, maybe not that, but you know, this blocks enough. Do I risk playing Mevru here and my opponent have... I can't play Tingle, what are you doing? Do I risk playing something here and then my opponent taking it? I don't think that's a good strategy. I also don't think it's a good strategy to leave this open. Honestly, I don't understand this move. Like, if he's trying to catch up, so my opponent shouldn't have played this. Or maybe he just had any T left on his rack. In which case, I would be wrong about my assumption. But he should have opened up more. Like here, just play T. Maybe he had no vowels. Don't know. Yeah, it's not really fair to make judgments on what someone else is playing. You don't know what they're... when you can't see their tiles. Yeah, you can... So if I play Vogia, I get a good score. I even it out. But... I mean, it probably scores, what, about... almost 30? Yep. Don't have any hooks. So let's assume... I reckon it's good to assume my opponent's probably got the other S's or something. He's just created this spot for himself. If he hasn't, I don't know what he's doing. So I think this is a shrewd play. Well, it would have been if it didn't open the E. Something like this. This is where we're going. Don't like it that... I'm now thinking, can I use this spot? Vi. What's wrong with the Vi? I think I'm ahead by enough to just block everything. As I've discussed, it's not a total block, but it is close to it. What else blocks? Something like here, the V. Now, see, this doesn't. The V doesn't block here, so this is a problem. Almost rivet. Unfortunately, no P for pivot. That would have been great. Now, ideally, the best play... That's a bad play, actually. I didn't realise that. Can put a D and an A there, so... Alright, let's go for it. I've got the O, so if I wanted to block the board out with MON next turn, I've got that. Was this worth 23? I'm assuming my opponent played that because he's got really good bonus tiles. Maybe a blank and an S, maybe the D. And I mean, if he has those, he can probably play onto this J. But I've now got my own bonus. If he does, and then maybe I'll be able to play through it. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Right, so the Hoister, Harriets, Shorty, ow. Toshia is going to go. I don't know if forward takes an S. It does not. Interesting. I'll note that for later. So yeah, so there's Toshia, which I'm going to play. Hoister, Harriets, Short E. Yep, so and a really good pick. I think we can play analyse, can we not? I think this is good. So there's a very similar word to this, and I'm not sure of the spelling. It's just camizen. No. Camsine. Oh well. Yeah. So can't really ask for more than that, can you? Terrible pick. I'm looking immediately. I want to change, and immediately I want to hang on to an IER. Oh, there's almost no situation here where I hang on to my tiles. The question here is, which ones do I change? It's too close in the game to keep the U, so even if we pick the Q, whatever. Do I play IER? The question is, do I keep ER and change the rest, or do I keep IER? So it backfired last in one of the other games earlier, where I had to exchange. But that doesn't necessarily mean it was the wrong move. IAR goes through this L, which my opponent will undoubtedly take. I think we'll just keep it. I'll just keep an IER. Murray's? I think Murray's is good. Yay. Alright. We'll look forward to playing that next turn. I believe this doesn't take an S. Is that right? Wait. It's almost Gabnash. I'm losing terribly. My opponent is doing the correct thing and blocking. I can't play Gab. I wanted to play Gab here. Cannot play Gab because of the AF. BA does not work here. Is baguette good? Oh, that can't be right. This is the correct spelling. That's just me clutching. Alright. I want to play... Now, the reason I want to play bag is I'll have my G here, or the T. Plus I open up for some more flexible letters. Cannot play gab or bat. Okay. Now, how long should you spend thinking whether gab or bag is better? No time. I mean, there's less hooks here. It depends. If this was in a more critical position, maybe. But this would hook with a Y, which has been played out. This would hook with more letters. So, as a safety measure, this is easier. Alright. That is almost a good pick. Do I have a bonus? Maybe not. That's going to be very annoying if I can't get one down. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know if I can play. Oh well. Well, I want my opponent to play an M. And there's no M's. Agmanate Enigmata. Well, we'll have to see how we go. Yeah. So it was good strat, and then we might have been hamstrung by this double A. Okay. So here, my opponent is probably just going to go out in 2. I'm not going to spend too long thinking about what they might have. I'm pretty sure they have a blank. No, they don't have a blank. An S? They don't have an S. Wow. Okay. Well, I can only play the Y here. I may not be able to use this spot for very many points. Y is probably best. Can't play anything ending in YL there, can I? No. So Y is probably best. We've got Loti as a play, not that I can play it. Almost toil down here. I mean, I'm only concerned that I might not be able to go out in 2, but it doesn't really matter for the for this game. But then my opponent, I might be assuming my opponent can go out. Maybe just think a little bit longer. Y is out, so they need an A or an E. Because I'm really taking it because it's like the only scoring spot on the board. Yeah, it looks like they've got A's. Nah, without having to think too hard. Just press Y. I knew exactly what they had. There might have been a much better play that I could have done that just blocks out everything, sets myself up. I mean, I could have set myself up, I suppose, if I'd wanted to. But, yeah, oh well. Well, that's it for this round of Scrabble games. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.